What's up, everybody? Isaac here with Civil Engineering Academy. Excited to be with you again on another fun podcast episode. And in today's episode, it's just going to be me and you in a solo episode. But I wanted to talk about specifically why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs. And I'm going to share with you 11 reasons why I think they do. And this doesn't matter if you are taking a business online or offline, starting your own stuff. It doesn't really matter. These are the reasons why I think engineers and working professionals really can make an impact in the world by becoming an entrepreneur. And it's going to be a good one. So if that is of interest to you, then hang around because it's going to be coming up right after this. All right, so let's get right into it. So today I'm going to share 11 reasons why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs. And the very first reason that I think engineers can make really good entrepreneurs is because they pay attention to details. And, you are tasked with a lot of different projects. You've gone to school. And one of the things that you come away with is paying attention to the details, reading through a problem, reading through a solution, reading through everything and the information that's given, and really trying to pay attention to the details of a project, whether there's a scope of work or whether there's design drawings or something to review. Engineers like to pay attention to the details. And so if you were to flip that around and you are becoming an entrepreneur, you're going to want to pay attention to details as well, whether that's, income that's coming in, statistics, how much traffic you're getting if you're doing stuff online, or if you're making a brick and mortar place, you're going to want to pay attention to all the details that are involved with starting your own company that way, or own consulting firm. So because engineers pay attention to the details, I think that is the first reason why I think engineers can make great entrepreneurs. All right, the second reason why I think engineers can make great entrepreneurs is because they solve difficult problems. And when they have some friction that comes their way, they're able to resist that or get through that because they can solve difficult problems and challenges that come up. You've done this in school, you've done it in your career. And so that translates very well to being an entrepreneur because stuff comes up, things happen. And if you want to solve a problem, you want to work through it, when friction comes, you're able to do that. And that's simply because how you've been trained and the nature of what you've gone through in your own experiences in life. And so engineers can work through very hard things. You've worked through hard problems, and that translates very well to becoming an entrepreneur as well. All right, the third thing that I thought of why engineers make great entrepreneurs is simply because they are pretty good with their money and their finances. You guys care about finances. And engineers, they want to save well, they want to provide for their future, they're very interested in investing. And if you care about those things and you're able to have some sound financial principles, those things translate very well into becoming an entrepreneur as well as you're just starting a business, whether it's online or brick and mortar or your own consulting firm. Because you need to pay attention to the finances of things. We've been drilled to be engineers, but I do know that engineers care about their finances very much. They might be tightwads because that's kind of the mentality we have. Always looking for a cheap thing or being penny pinchers. That's the stereotype. But the truth is, I think that most engineers, not all, but most engineers do a pretty good job with their finances. They care about their financial future. They care about those details with their finances and care about investing. And those things translate very well to you becoming an online or offline entrepreneur as well. Okay, the fourth thing that I thought about when creating this list is that engineers simply work hard, and they work hard to get the job done. So you worked hard in school, you jumped through the hoops of school and getting through what the professor had to have you do and working through a ton of problems and going through the exams and doing your projects. And now you're a working professional and you work hard there, solving problems, getting solutions, pumping out a design that works well, and working with a lot of people. And so engineers simply work hard, and working hard translates to any position out there in the world. But it also translates well to being an entrepreneur because you are also going to be working hard if you want to be an entrepreneur, putting in hours. And the beauty of that, though, is that you potentially are working for yourself, right? So the hours you put in are benefiting you. They go directly to you. which is very nice. So that is another good reason why I thought engineers make really good entrepreneurs, is because they simply know how to work hard. All right, the fifth reason why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs is because they are smart and they come up with creative solutions. How many problems have you had at the workplace where you've had to come up with a creative solution? I myself am in the transmission engineering business, in the utility design world, and I can't tell you how many times we had to be creative with a clearance or a structure that we had to come up with that required some creativity, some thinking out of the box. And some of those things have got nicknames over the years. So it's kind of funny to watch what happens. But engineers in general have to be very creative. They are smart in figuring things out. And those things combined translate very well as you look to become an entrepreneur yourself, if that is of interest. So that is the fifth reason why I think engineers can become great entrepreneurs. All right, the sixth thing that I thought of, and to carry on this list, is simply that engineers have integrity and that they're going to follow through with what they say they're going to do. There's a lot of follow through there, right? They're going to show up. They're going to be there. They're going to do this, and they're going to commit to it. And those things that you learn in engineering, they're ethical. They have to hold a certain standard. They translate very well to being an entrepreneur as well, because you say what you're going to say. You're offering what you're going to offer. And the services that you provide are the services you're going to provide. So being honest, truthful, having integrity are all pieces of that pie. And that's frankly how you thrive as becoming an entrepreneur as well, as having those same principles intact. And engineers do very well with that, which is another reason why I think engineers can do really well becoming entrepreneurs. All right, the seventh reason why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs is because you went through engineering school and that was tough. And if you've gone through engineering school, you can start a business, whether it's online or it's offline. It's something that you can definitely do. It's definitely not engineering school. It's not going through the strenuous workload that you have, the exams that you have to go through, passing the FE, passing the PE. Those are all things that are very strenuous and that you love to get off your shoulders because they're a big deal. So because you simply went through engineering school, I know that you can succeed as an entrepreneur, and because you can, it goes back to doing hard things, but simply for the fact that you went through schooling that was pretty grueling, I know you can succeed as an entrepreneur as well. Okay, the eighth reason, the reason why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs is because engineers, they are motivated to make more money and do more. Like, they are motivated to do things and to grow and to achieve more. And that's a big benefit. Oftentimes in engineering, sometimes you hit a little bit of a ceiling and you can only go so far in sometimes the money that you make in the career path that you're in without having to make a shift or change or strive hard to move up. And whether that's management or project management or owning your own company or whatever that is, engineers are motivated to strive to move up. It's a big reason why they chose this field that they're in. So those are all great reasons why engineers can flip the switch and become online entrepreneurs or physical entrepreneurs or consultants, is because they have a desire to make more and do more. And those things translate also to our other principles, working hard. So because engineers do that, they can make great online and offline entrepreneurs. And it's definitely something that everybody has inside of them that they want to do and achieve more and do more. But engineers definitely want to do that as well. So great principle to adhere to and to keep with you as you translate into becoming an entrepreneur. Okay, the ninth reason why you can make a great entrepreneur is because you know how to work by yourself and crank out the work. There's kind of a stereotype that engineers can just go to their cubicle, right, and just go to town. And a lot of engineers prefer things that way. A lot of engineers also do well working in a group. But for the most part, as an engineer, you're kind of left to your desk to work on your own, or you were at school and you solved problems and you did things and you busted those hard, difficult things out. And those things translate very well to being an entrepreneur, because when you can tackle a project or something by yourself, you can really crank out the work. And those things translate very well to becoming an entrepreneur as well. It's something that you learned in school and that you were probably doing in your career as well. But engineers can work alone and really crank out the work when they want to. So I felt like that was a great principle and a great thing. If you ever are interested in becoming an entrepreneur, that is one thing that translates very well into becoming one. So that was our ninth reason why engineers make great entrepreneurs. Okay, and our 10th reason why engineers make great entrepreneurs is because they can work smarter and not harder, which what I mean by that is simply that engineers like to find efficiencies in things. If they see something that takes way too long to do, they try to think outside the box and try to improve the process. And so if you can do that, that translates very well to becoming an online or an offline entrepreneur, because you want to do things more efficient. You want to do things faster. You want to grow faster or make more. And those are things that can do very well as you start a company and become an entrepreneur in any way. And so it's a very good thing to do. And when I started this video, I said we had 11 principles or 11 reasons why I think engineers make great online entrepreneurs or offline entrepreneurs. And I lied. I have 10 reasons why. So going back to the pay attention to detail, that's one of the things we need to do here. So I can come up with more. One of the reasons, another reason why I think engineers make great online entrepreneurs and offline entrepreneurs is simply because they are creative and you can create amazing things. So, despite this analytical brain that you think you have, I know you can be creative in all that you do, and you have creative solutions. And so those things all translate well to becoming an entrepreneur as well. So those are all the reasons why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs. As part of this, I want to make mention to you that, most engineers are always looking for a way to improve themselves. And so one of the things I wanted to do is teach people how to create their own side hustle, which is something that I've done personally. I created Civil Engineering Academy as that side hustle. And I know others can create other things as well. And so I created another tool, another site to help people out. It's called engineer2entrepreneur.net. That is the number 2, engineer2entrepreneur.net. And that tool offers a free cheat sheet for anybody that is interested in creating an online course-based business. And I will teach you the top 5 steps to do that. I have a free cheat sheet there. You can go engineer2entrepreneur.net and go sign up for that. It's totally free to you, and it just teaches you the top 5 tips that I have for you to become an online entrepreneur through a course-based business, which are all the things that I've done to be able to create a side hustle of my own. And so if that is of interest to you, definitely go check it out. I'll also in there talk about one of the signature courses that we are about to come up with, and that is called Engineer to Entrepreneur. Well, I will teach you a step-by-step system of how to create, take an idea and create something with it that you can create your own side gig with. So it's very exciting. But all of these things I've talked about are great reasons why engineers can make great entrepreneurs. And I know many out there want to be, but oftentimes their careers don't allow them to, or just responsibilities in life don't allow you to be very creative in that arena. And that's simply because you're tied to a lot of other things that take up your time. So with some help with these tools, go to engineer2entrepreneur.net and be able to help you out on this journey if you're interested in taking it with me. And I want to be there to help you every step of the way. So this was fun for me to do as a engineer and as an entrepreneur. It's always fun to share these tips with people. Today's episode is going to be a little quicker than the other ones that we've done, but I just really wanted to hit on 10 or 11 tips that I could share with you about why I think engineers make great entrepreneurs, and thought it would be fun for you. And it was fun for me too. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great day. And if you need additional resources with anything to do with civil engineering, whether that's starting a business or passing your exams or accelerating in your own career, go to civilengineeringacademy.com and we'll be there to help you out every step of the way. So I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Woo!